Hello guys, today I'm going to show you a quick review on the Gooapple V5, also known as Goophone 4GS. The white one here is the original iPhone 4, white color. And to show you that it is an iPhone 4, we're going to go to Settings, and we're going to go to General, and we're going to go to About. And if we scroll all the way to the bottom where it says Legal, you can see the Apple legal rights, okay, and also copyright stuff. Right, so I'm showing you that this is the real iPhone 4. So as you can see, the Gooapple, which I got from AndroidSale.com, is also known as Goophone 4GS. Android Cell claims that both phones are the same and they have same hardware, meaning the Gooapple V5 and the Goophone 4GS. Here, just a quick view, physical view here. As you can see, the buttons are located exactly the same. As you can see, even the lines down here, they match perfectly. On the top here, the buttons are located exactly on the same position as the original white iPhone 4. The SIM trays on the other side here, they're located also on the same spot. Okay, now here I'm gonna show you the SIM trays. They're actually identical. I had the same company for both of my phones. So there you have it. They're the same. Okay, they both use micro SD cards. Now let's see which one belongs to what. Okay, I think this one goes here, and this one goes here. Okay. At the very bottom, we have the USB ports on both of the phones. Both of them have the same type of screw, which is like a star-looking screw. It's not the regular Phillips one. Okay. And the difference I noticed is that I thought the Gooapple V5 had the speaker, the loudspeaker up here as well, just like the first one. But this one actually has the loudspeaker on the bottom, just like the original iPhone 4. Okay, there has been a couple of changes. The first one I noticed is the fonts on the slide phone lock. They're not actually the same, they're a little bit off. On the previous Gooapple, there were some Chinese symbols on the top on the date, so now we don't have that any longer. The Gooapple V5 uses an actual Retina display that actually came from the iPhone 4. It actually, the actual hardware fits on the iPhone 4, so if you want to assemble it and you want to switch screens around, it will work. Okay, now the good thing about that is there's always accidents that occur. So let's say you drop your phone and you crack the screen, you don't have to contact the Chinese or get a special part for your phone, which sometimes can be hard to find. So all you have to do is you go to your local store or maybe eBay or online. You can get the screens. And also for the back, it uses the same back glass as the original iPhone 4. Okay, it has a 5 megapixel camera with LED flash, just like the iPhone 4. It has a front-facing camera, both of them 1.3 megapixel. Home buttons, and actually both of them, before, the Gooapple 3G didn't feel as heavy as the iPhone 4. This one actually does. Okay, I have already managed to root this phone. So it has, as you can see, it has Super User right there. Okay, just to go through a couple of apps, I'm going to compare the cameras real quick. So let's open both cameras, just to note the differences. And there you see it. And they claim that it has a 5 megapixel camera. The interface here looks just about almost the same, except for the upper part, the options menu. They look a little bit different. On the original iPhone, it looks more transparent. here you can actually see it a little more, and it's kind of like on your way. Let's see, they both have autofocus. So let's shoot a picture here real quick. Let's see. And now let's look at both pictures. Okay, now as you can see, the iPhone was a little brighter because of the flash, and on the Goophone or Gooapple V5 is just, I would say, just like a normal picture. It looks more actual. This one looks too bright. Okay, so on the YouTube apps, they're a little different. This one is actually Youku. It doesn't have the extra YouTube. As you can see on the top here, it says Youku. On the other hand, this is of course on the original iPhone is the actual YouTube. Also, I noticed another difference is that on the Photos app, it's different on the Android. They left it the same, just like Android names it Gallery. Okay, that's another difference I noticed. I believe the Weather app is also the Chinese one, just like the previous Gooapple 3G. And here, the home button doesn't actually function like a normal home button like the iPhone 4. It's actually a back button. But if you keep it pressed, you can actually come here to the home screen without keep pressing it, going back and back and back. So if you hold it down, you're gonna get to this home page. Okay, the keyboards, they're almost identical, except there's no way to change the search or enter button. It's actually in Chinese. You know, you can see that right there. And on the iPhone, it obviously says search, or sometimes it changes to enter. Also, the phone's application, they're very similar as well. But as you can see on the dial pads, this on the regular iPhone says call. On the Gooapple or Goophone 4GS is in Chinese, so it's not the same. So that makes it it makes it a little different. It makes it feel like you actually have the language is set up to Chinese when it's not. Okay, that's the difference on that between both. Also on the both phones, on the Gooapple V5, it has the multitasking, which is right there, and you can actually kill the tasks just like on the original iPhone 4. They're very similar. Okay, you can see that, and actually works almost the same way. You see that? Just like the original iPhone 4, which is actually a nice feature. Okay, and basically you can't tell the difference between both, except that obviously one is white, the other one is black. But if they were the same colors, you can't tell the difference. So that's a plus on this phone. Also, in a moment, I'll be going through the hardware a little bit. I'm going to switch the backs just so you see that it will work on both of the phones. So far, I would say this is the best iPhone knockoff yet. You know, do that, even though it has Android, it's not so bad. It's quite smooth, and it doesn't, on this ROM that they send, my Gooapple V5, which is actually the one I bought, it was called Goophone 4GS, and as you can see, I'm sliding through the pages, and it's quite smooth, just like the original iPhone 4. Okay, let me just show you that real quick. Do it one more time. So you can see they're very, very similar. So they actually did a good job on modifying this Android phone. Oh, just that I forgot to mention, this phone has Android 2.3.4. It has a Once again, Retina display. It has MT6573 processor, which runs minimum. Actually, it's supposed to be right now it's clocked at 650 megahertz, but it runs the most that it goes is up to 800 megahertz. It runs 3D games very well. I will post a different video on the gaming on this Goophone 4GS, but actually here on YouTube, if you search around, there's actually a couple videos showing you how's the game performance. Also, I noticed that the video app is different from the iPhone. This is just like some sort of file manager, okay? It's not actually a video app. I mean, you can access the videos, right, like where it says movies down here, but it actually does not, it's not a dedicated video app, okay? Just so that you know that. Most of the apps are in Chinese, such as the reminders is also in Chinese. So there's a lot of things that I would say need to be changed on this phone. Let's see what else. The Notes app is actually very similar to the iPhone, as you can see here. Even though they're not identical, but you know, it does the job. Let's see. This is just a quick run through some of the applications. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see how they both run the actual internet here. XDA. This is a great way to obtain information. Let's see. As you can see, they both. I started one for faster than the other. The iPhone 4 actually was a little bit quicker, but it's not a lot of difference. Let's see, and also the Wi-Fi. I heard from threads that I read that the Wi-Fi signal was weak. Actually, I'm in my garage right now, and the room is all the way at the end of the house. And as you can see, I have full signal here, just like the iPhone. So again, I don't know if this is because this is the Goophone 4GS, but once again, Android Cell claims that they're the same phones. So I'm not having that problem. The Retina display is actually really nice. It looks, the only thing I've lowered the brightness due to the battery life. The battery, I think, is a little weak. So basically that's all I'm going to go through now. I'm going to post a video later on how to root your device. It's very simple. It's a tool that I actually obtained from a Chinese forum website, and I have successfully downloaded it. Even though I don't speak Chinese, it was kind of hard to get to it, but I finally did, and it's a very easy tool. It's similar to Super One Click. For those of you who know and own Android devices or have owned Android devices before, Super One Click is a way to root many known phones. Most of them running, gingerbread Android. Let me see. Another thing, real quick, is actually it has the option to delete the applications, such as you see, very similar to the iPhone 4 software. Okay, and the Goophone 4GS was designed to actually imitate or look alike the iOS 5. And as a matter of fact, when we go to settings and we go to general and about, you can see here that it actually says version 5.0. Okay, I don't know if you can see that right there. I think that's good enough. It has also at the very bottom, it has iOS version. It says iOS 5.0.1. Then at the top it says version 5.0. But it actually has Android. It's not, I don't know how they managed to do that, but it's not an actual iPhone. Okay. The settings application, they look very similar. I'm just gonna run very quickly to that. As you can see, airplane mode. The only thing, it has a circle instead of saying off. Also, the Wi-Fi says WLAN, and mine says the original iPhone 4 says Wi-Fi. So there's a couple differences there, but I mean, again, I cannot ask for too much because this is actually an Android device. It's not an Apple. So for them to do this, to me, is actually amazing. Okay, as you can see, the settings is very similar to the iPhone 4 software. Okay. The only thing that changes a little bit is the fonts. Sometimes they're a little different, but it's not a big deal to me. There are a couple ROMs that I have managed to download, and I'm going to test them out, and if they're good enough, I'll make videos of them. I just want to show you real quick about the hardware. Let me see if I can find my screwdriver. Okay, again, it was just like a star looking screwdriver, so I'm going to show you real quick the motherboards of each of them. Oops. Hold on. Okay. Removing the screws on the Goophone 4GS, also Gooapple V5. Okay. Also, I'm going to post another video on how to remove the SD card on the Goophone 4GS or Gooapple V5. It's very simple, guys, very simple. Just for those who want to upgrade or they have their own memory, okay? Now, what I'm going to do here is the following. I'm going to remove both backs real quick. So, I just want to show you how the motherboards look alike. They're not the same, but they look much alike. As you can see, the motherboard on this one is a little bit thicker to the size, it's a little bit wider actually, and the original iPhone 4 is a little bit thinner. It's smaller than the knockoff. Okay, metal frames, they're claimed to be the same. They use the same metal frames. As a matter of fact, they have a lot of similarities down here. They look actually almost the same, identical. The cameras are a little different. They're not actually 100% the same. The batteries, they're almost the same size, except that this one is the iPhone 4 has a little wider battery due that the motherboard is thinner, and is the opposite for the Goophone 4GS. Okay, now this is the Goophone, so you can see the black one. This is the white one, so I'm going to put the white back on the Goophone 4GS, and you're going to see it'll fit right through. Okay, so you can see, perfect fit. Okay, perfect fit right there. And again, this is the Goophone or Gooapple. Okay, so guys, that's it for this. I will be posting more videos on this phone, such as how to remove the SD card, and I will also post a separate one on how to root it, which is super simple. Even a kid can do that, but you just need the right tool, so I'll provide it for you. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned.